Hi, well it's Christina again, and I thought I would tell you a little bit about my life and how I started to get into the business that I'm in. It wasn't quick and easy. It's taken an awfully long time, but I have had people ask me, well, how did you start? How did you become a model? When I was 15, I was staying with my aunt who lived in Ruislip, and there was a beauty competition going on. It was Miss Harrow. Now, I wasn't particularly well endowed, but my auntie was a bit like Auntie Mame, and she decided that I should enter. And so the only swimsuit we had was a very pretty one of hers, but it was a bit big, so we had to sew it, and it was okay. So off I go. First time in my life, right? I have a number which you walk around the swimming pool with, because that's what you did in those days. And well, of course, you know the outcome. I won. So this kind of really, I guess, started me off on that sort of my little business of entering beauty competitions. I think I got £25 for that. Well, that was a lot of money, and your photograph in the newspaper and all those things. So it gave you a little bit of prestige. But entering beauty competitions was quite a performance, and it was always, strange enough, safe. I never had any problems, and I became, after Miss Harrow, as time went on, Miss Margate, Miss Westgate, Miss Brighton, Miss Hove. Oh my gosh, so many. When I was entering one in Blackpool, which I really wanted to win, but it wasn't easy because there were a huge amount of girls. I think I came in third, but that would have been quite a prestigious one to have been Miss Blackpool. I just continued doing this until there was this really, really big one, which was Miss ABC Television. Now I have to say, while I'm doing this, I'm 16. I'm not at school, okay? Because yes, I would have loved to have had further education, but my parents really couldn't have afforded university. And in those days, it was a pretty prestigious thing to go on to further education. I had to get a job. Well, I had a job as well, but my side job was entering beauty competitions. So then I enter this one, which is Miss ABC Television. Well, it's quite a performance because there's like a rota of girls that go through, and then you have to, there's like the last selection, and the judges were the editor of Woman magazine, a film director, Boris Karloff, for you who remember him, was incredibly famous and was in all those horror movies. And I think there was a lady judge who was part of cosmetics or something. So that was all on television. And I can't quite remember exactly where they had this. I think it was also somewhere like Blackpool. It was out of town. Well, you know I won, but what I won was a car, £100, which was a lot of money then. What would it have been, like $2,000? A screen test, the cover of Woman magazine. Well, so Woman magazine cover, and a trip to Bermuda. So, I mean, that was all quite overwhelming. I should have really brought the photograph with me to show you, but I'll do that another time because thankfully it's something I've kept. So with the screen test, that gave me my first opportunity into a movie, which was a sort of carry-on movie. I wish I could remember the exact name of it, but it was a dizzy nurse who dropped everything. I really enjoyed it. The cover of the magazine, which got me really going with my modeling career. And it was really, I was only 17. I couldn't, when I entered Miss England, which I thought, oh, this is going to be the follow-up. Well, I came third, but I came third because at 17, you couldn't win. You're too young. You had to be over 18. I didn't know that. It's, I guess, not unreasonable, and everybody's that age or much older now, but they don't have those competitions unless it's like, well, Miss Universe. Beauty competitions are not considered appropriate, are they, anymore? Anyway, but it was fine. It was a good life, and I enjoyed it. But, you know, it gave me the opportunity to do all the films I did, which were considerable. If I hadn't got married, I would have continued that. Because I had children and got married young. In those days, you did. Maybe if somebody asked you to marry them, you thought, well, he's a nice guy, I'll marry him. But you didn't really understand what you were getting into. Anyway, I have two wonderful sons as a result of that marriage. And I actually have, can you believe, 7 grandchildren. I have a daughter as well, which is quite a range. I have, from age 2 to age 32. How about that as a span of time? But anyway, what I'm really saying is that life gives you so many opportunities, and you got to grab them. You know, I mean, like, I actually did an exercise record. How about that one? I wish I'd shown it to you. But then, which was successful because I actually had, a silver, which is 500,000 copies sold, which was pretty high. But of course along came Jane Fonda. She did the really good one and kind of wiped me off the map. Not that I could possibly compete with Jane Fonda. That would really have been something that was beyond me. It's because there was no name really attached other than being a model on this, which of course one was very well known in England, but you weren't well known worldwide. So where am I going with this now? I guess it's all about being healthy, all about exercise, all about being confident, because I think if you do exercise and you're happy and content with what you're doing, you feel confident in yourself. So you're going to give to people a different feeling. You're not going to, like, let's not get out of balance. Keep balance. Balance is vital. I think I'm going to do something on balance for you because heaven forbid, I'm your age or maybe older. You know that 82 is not exactly a walk in the park. But I want to maintain what I have. I don't want to give up driving. I don't want to not be able to walk at the distance that I do now because I know it's good for me. You got to eat well. You got to think about what you're consuming, not just grab anything. I get quite hungry actually, but think about it as energy for the body. You need those fruits. You need that variety. You don't really want medicine. You'd rather have food as your medicine, right? And just think about, think about more carefully what you eat. Be more cautious about snacking, although I do feel as you get older, you should eat generally during the day. You don't necessarily want to eat 1 or 2 or 3 big meals. That's not really what we want to do. So what more can I say? I think I might go into the depths of exercise in another one, even though I've done it. I feel I've now learned more, maybe more from discussing this and having your input back. So on that note, I think I've covered quite a bit about my beginnings, the swinging 60s, as they say, the Carnaby Street, the King's Road, the Brian Ferries that one would see passing, the Cliff Richards, all the things that we knew, and that we enjoyed, and we just like discotheques. We went to discotheques. Well, I don't know if there's discotheques now, but boy, were they fun with all the latest music on records playing. They probably do something similar today, but it was different then. There was no question. And you were also in a room, if you were in clubs, with really kind of exciting people. You didn't kind of necessarily make a big effort with them, but they were there. So your life, my life, has covered many, many areas. And health, fitness, enjoying yourself. I know we all have down moments. Nobody's perfect, believe me, I know that. But try and keep them up. Try and keep healthy, energetic, and most of all, happy, and meet friends and be with people you enjoy. So on that note, I'd like to say goodbye and do subscribe. I'm on Instagram, as you know, and we'll meet again very soon. Bye for now.